The purpose of this motion picture is to give you the facts, and then you, as individuals and citizens of a democracy, must take action.
Medical education, the first step to a noble and honorable career. Medical students endure years of education, rigorous training, and lessons in patient care, all to become esteemed physicians. It is the dream of the physician in training to one day cure and prevent illness and help make a difference in a patient's life. But can medical school alone teach you all the facets of a medical career and prep you to be the best doctor that you can be?
Isn't it part of a doctor's job to do everything he can to prevent accidents and sickness as well as to cure them?
Of course.
What can you do to expand your medical training and to become more aware of healthcare issues that aren't taught in medical school?
Join AMSA.
Is there a doctor in the house?
The American Medical Student Association, or AMSA, was founded in 1950. Since the beginning, AMSA has been an extension of medical school, providing students with opportunities to get involved and to improve the healthcare system. Today, AMSA is the nation's largest independent medical student organization. We represent pre-medical and medical students, residents, interns, and alumni, and we're growing every day. AMSA, the voice of future physicians. Its membership works on several key issues: improving healthcare and ensuring access to healthcare for all people, promoting improvements in medical education like decreasing medical student debt, advocating for eliminating health disparities like HIV/AIDS, and we have led medicine in the effort to limit resident work hours.
You're sure you like to do things like this?
Sure.
Say, that sounds swell, but where does it all begin?
At your school's chapter. AMSA is a grassroots organization with chapters at every medical school in the country. AMSA has expanded to hundreds of pre-med campuses and international medical schools, so there are plenty of ways to get involved. You can initiate a community service project, candlelight vigil, rally, conference, discussion, or lobby day. AMSA is there to help you along the way, providing you with resources and information. Annually, local chapters contribute over 1 million hours of community service.
Being involved in AMSA gave me a chance to do a lot with the community where my school was located. I was able to work and do a community health fair, which now we do 3 times a year, where we do diabetic screening, blood pressure screening, and it gives the community a chance to have the screening done where they might not normally come out and do it, and it gives medical students a chance to get out and actually start seeing and feeling and touching patients that they might not have that opportunity if they didn't have this program.
You are a student with ideas. Use your creativity. By joining AMSA, you are given the chance to transform this student idealism into meaningful public service and institutional change.
Well, I encourage students to take a hard look at AMSA because it's an organization for students by students. And I've had the opportunity to be in a number of different organizations where medical students are but one constituent of many constituents. And in those organizations, typically the voice of medical students get lost. Here at AMSA, the medical student's voice is paramount.
Well, I think you can't help it, like being around people who are so passionate about issues. You get caught up in the passion, and being in AMSA is sort of the first step about learning about things and then forming your own opinions. And it's definitely motivated me to, take action beyond just what you think of normally as just going to class and like being a student.
At AMSA, activism is a way of life.
If you look historically at the organization, the mission, things have changed. Obviously, things change in 30 years and change in 50 years. But the spirit of the mission in this organization has not changed one standard deviation. It is still committed to something more than medicine. It's still committed to something more than just self-serving for physicians. It really tries to do something for the American and the world community in terms of trying to improve healthcare. The magic the organization has been able to somehow discover and hold on to is how to develop a forum where everybody is welcome.
AMSA is a leader in healthcare policy, drafting federal legislation for regulating resident work hours, lobbying Congress on issues that directly affect you and your patients. Located right outside of Washington, D.C., AMSA's national office is only footsteps away from the action. To help ensure policymakers hear your concerns, AMSA has a full-time student legislative affairs director who represents AMSA members on Capitol Hill, coordinates grassroots activities, and educates members on health policy issues. Each year, hundreds of medical and pre-medical students participate in lobby days, giving you a direct voice. Along with the AMSA Foundation, AMSA provides meaningful public health experiences beyond the classroom, including primary care and community health projects. At the national level, AMSA is entirely student-operated. Each chartered AMSA Medical School chapter has at least one vote in the House of Delegates, the organization's policy-making body. Through this democratic process, AMSA establishes the principles that guide its efforts. For your specific interests, AMSA has action committees and interest groups that concentrate on areas of healthcare such as community and public health, global health, or humanistic medicine. By providing all of these resources, AMSA is helping you expand your education. You are also expanding your minds to everything that they don't teach you in medical school. As an AMSA member, you are invited to participate in our leadership training programs, career development opportunities, and other great benefits. AMSA is the premier training ground for medicine's future leaders. Sign up for the Political Leadership Institutes, chapter officer conferences, retreats, seminars, fellowships, or internships. There is always something going on. As an AMSA member, you get great benefits.
What does it all mean?
What this means is by joining AMSA, you receive discounts on books, car insurance, health insurance, PDAs, and medical equipment.
Oh, brother.
And each month, you receive a copy of The New Physician, AMSA's award-winning magazine. Regional conferences are held every fall, where members gather together to explore medical education and topical healthcare issues. Each year, AMSA holds their national convention.
At the convention, it was just amazing. There were about 1,300 people there, and everyone was so energetic about whatever field of medicine they were into, or a particular issue, whether it was diversity in medicine or healthcare, whatever the case may be, and I just found myself really inspired. And so AMSA's just been one of those places that I've come to really sort of further my thoughts on particular issues, to be around people who are energetic about certain issues, and really just to have a great time.
AMSA's meeting is the largest gathering of medical students, bringing nearly 1,500 physicians in training and leaders in medical education together, sharing ideas, talking about solutions, networking, and making new friends. It's the most fun you'll have in medical school. We hope to see you this year. The AMSA website is a great resource. You can find local events, internships, in-depth research, chapter resources, or a legislative action center where you can directly contact your government officials.
For me, there's no hesitation to say that this is probably the most important experience of medical school.
The American Medical Student Association will provide you with the chance to participate in organized medicine and expand the scope of your medical training.
Well, AMSA has had a tremendous impact on my life. I found my wife here, and some would say I found my life here. And I learned how to be a leader in AMSA, and also many of the paths I've taken have been paved by people I learned about in AMSA. So I understand the importance of AMSA as an important school for physicians to learn how to become leaders, and I want to be a part of that.
By joining AMSA, you become part of a vital force of future physicians who are improving the healthcare system. Find out where your passion is. Let your voice be heard in the medical community.
Bless you. Keep the fight. Fight the good fight. Stay strong and be good doctors.
You can join AMSA by contacting your local chapter representative or at www.amsa.org. Join today.
That's what I'm going to do. Now, what are you going to do?